Everyone is happy with the new flavor of Killcliff CBD Strawberry Days. It's clean energy. Makes your days more pleasurable by infusing strawberries right into your drink hole. Look at Sally. Her drink hole is happy. Way to go, Sally. Get the world of tomorrow today at killcliff.com. The biggest no-brainer in the history of drinks.
It's time for American Brain and Brawn, starring John Brenkus and Lacey Evans.
Hey, look at Lacey. Wow, look at those guns.
Yeah, John, tell me something I don't know. Whoa, sit down, honey. Lord.
Come on, get that, get some. Right there. Happy day before Thanksgiving, Lacey Evans.
Happy Thanksgiving, John. Are you excited? I can't wait to start cooking tonight.
I know. I was very defiant, and I decided to go back to Virginia to see my family. My father passed away a couple years ago, and I know all the warnings that are out there, but honestly, if I don't see my family, my mom could be dead next year. So I'm going to see her.
To each his own, I'm sure, I know you, John, you're keeping it safe as possible. And, you're not an idiot, and you love your family, and, you got to do what you got to do. Mental health is important too. So
it is. That's
the
day. We had our good friend Ozzy, who we had on, was it last week or the week before?
The week before.
It was the week before. Ozzy is out there in the audience right now. We're saying hi to Ozzy.
Hi, Ozzy. We already missed you.
We do miss you, Ozzy. Ozzy Martinez Martini. We had him on the Spirit Campfire with Ted Nugent, and he crushed it.
I was so mad I missed that. I was out hunting, and when I got the time frame, I was like, no, I'm not going to make it back in time. But yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, it was great. You can watch it at Ted Nugent's Facebook page. What were you hunting? What did you go out?
Deer, and I still have a bad eye from the scope from a 30-06. It rocked me right here, John.
No, that's not good.
You want to hear a funny story? So my daughter wanted to be the one to take the shot.
Yep.
And so, obviously I was like, all right, she's 7 or, 8. She'll be freaking excited. And we were in a deer in a blind, and I sighted it in. I had him right in the crosshairs, and she was so excited to like pull the trigger, right? Because I'll be able to hold it, and I'll just let her pull the trigger, because then she'll feel like she did something. And I got him sighted in, and I turned and I said, I was gonna say get ready, and then as I turned back to set, I said get ready, and I went and I turned my head like this, and she snatched the trigger, and it went boom.
Oh,
it rocked me. I forgot to tell her that when I say get ready, let me get him back in the crosshair. And she was just so excited. So I pretended like, oh, I think we got it, and sold my messed up bruised eye, and we ran out there knowing there was no way that we got it, but it was pretty good experience.
Wow. Well, it's awesome that you're going hunting with your daughter. I mean, we've been doing the Spirit Campfire with Ted, and I myself, I am not a hunter. I'm a spear fisherman. I spearfish a lot. Love to scuba, love to spearfish, but I've actually never taken a shot at an animal on land. So Ted is going to have me down at his ranch in Texas to break that. So maybe you can come down and join us, depending on the schedule. It'd be fun.
Hey, tell me when. I'll jump on a flight, man. I love to go hunting.
It's fun. He calls them, he refers to deer as, up in Michigan, they are swamp donkeys.
Oh, I never heard that.
So he calls them swamp donkeys. Well, that's awesome. So listen, the theme of today's show is, Lacey and I brainstormed on this for a long time, and we came up with being thankful.
Right. Why not? How creative, John. But you know what? It's important. Like, I feel like, especially 2020, with everything that we've been through, with the way that America's mindset is right now, I'd like to make this show just to take a minute going into Thanksgiving, even with all the restrictions and all the craziness, and just to realize that with everything we've been through, like there are so much to be thankful for. And I'd like our fans to come in with us and just communicate, and let's share some things that we're all thankful for, because some things may plant seeds in other people's minds that you're like, man, didn't even think of that.
What is the, hey, what's the link that we can put up to have people join us? What's that link again? It's like, Courtney, what is it?
AB
show or something like that. What is it? Courtney, unmute yourself. What is it? I can't hear you.
They can go to ababshow.com.
ababshow.com. All right. So everybody type into their browser, ababshow.com, and that'll put you into a Zoom room where you're going to meet Courtney, and she's going to ask you what you're thankful for. And if you have a good answer, then we'll get you right on the show. And it'll be pretty cool. So go to ababshow.com. I'm going to start first. Here's what I'm going to say, what I am most thankful for. I am honestly most thankful for love. And this is how I'm thankful for love. In 2020, you really got a chance to see what are the activities you love? Who are the people you love? What is the music you love? What are the hobbies you love? And I was actually here in Virginia when we had the first shutdown in March, and I was surrounded by my family. We were starting new sort of business ventures. My kids were out of school, so they were here, and we all had a bond together, and we've now returned here for Thanksgiving. And in between those points in time, I've made some tremendous friendships. I've started up some awesome business ventures. And I got to meet people like Lacey Evans. And when I say, you know what, Lacey, I love you. I mean, this is what and I'm being dead serious. And I'm telling you, I love you, man. You are so authentic. And for whatever reason, and I don't know if it's 2020, I don't know if it's me personally, I don't know if it's the environment, but those things that you love stick to you, and they exist for a reason. And I recognize, I'm walking through life dealing with people who I love, like genuinely. So look, we're both married, and we know it's not that kind of love. It's the love of like, I love how authentic you are. I don't like you. Like, it's like good as a word you use when something isn't great. Like is like, yeah, I like you, whatever. Like saying like, look, man, I'll go out of my way. You can call on me anytime. And I know the same is true in reverse. You're just a stand-up, amazing human being, and I'm grateful for love.
Oh, I love you too, John. Thank you. And I'm so excited, not only just to have American Brain and Brawn with you, but some of our awesome ideas that we cannot release yet because they're pretty, I think I'm going to use the word wild, stay tuned. Maybe in a few weeks, maybe the start of the new year, we have something coming. But no, John, being surrounded by motivated, happy people, how our job is. We get freaking tired. We get run down. We're expected to be here and there and log on for this and this Zoom and travel the world and put on a show. But American Brain and Brawn, to be able to come on here every week is honestly not like a counseling session or just like a vent session, but like this is one thing out of my crazy schedule that I look forward to, because not only do we get to have our fans come on, we get to communicate with the world, put our struggles and our trials and tribulations out there and help each other. And by the end of this show, I don't know how the fans feel, but I know personally, I just feel like I've got 10 pounds of weight just off of my neck and my back. And I can like kind of go forward and tackle the rest of the week with a good mindset or a new positive flicker inside of me. And I'm just blessed to be a part of it and get to use our platform and have this show to help Americans realize, what they're capable of, and just to have a good mindset.
Absolutely. And, the number of people who keep saying, Lacey, you're my hero and you're amazing. And it's awesome that the platform that and let's give credit to the WWE. We're in a very fortunate, you're in a very fortunate position where they don't have to allow you to do something, and they're allowing you to do something because they really believe in it. They're supportive. And the WWE is a great platform. I keep referencing back where, all the crazy storylines and all the like craziness that happens is surrounded by great people doing incredible athletic things in a fan base that's really loyal. And that's very admirable to me. I absolutely love what they've built, and look forward to, really big things coming out of it, especially for Lacey Evans, who deserves to be champion.
Oh, tell me something I don't know, honey.
I know. Well, everybody, listen, if you want to throw a comment in YouTube or Facebook or whatever of something that you're grateful for, either join us directly at ababshow.com or throw it in the chat box and we'll read it off. Lacey, so a couple years ago, my father passed away. And, with each passing year, something that's very interesting. And my mom's still alive. My grandparents have passed away. But something that's really interesting is that when a parent passes away or someone who's really close to you, I actually find myself appreciating them more and more with every passing day. Every bird chirp that I hear and every, squirrel that I see, I'm like, I think of my dad and I think of that spirit. And I feel like that energy that obviously makes up all of us, that energy is still very much alive and well. And during Thanksgiving, it's a great time to stop and say, you know what? Cherish the living while they're here and cherish them even more when they're gone. Because I think they're still here. I'm not saying that to be like corny, but I really honestly believe that my dad's still around.
Oh, I wish my dad passed roughly 5 years ago, but, I don't think, everybody asks, do you believe in ghosts? I know we're going down a weird path right now, but my dad he was just such the prankster, the jokester. He would literally do things to us as kids that he thought was hilarious. Now they sound evil, but my dad just got a kick out of, for an example, one time we were on a boat fishing in Louisiana in the swamp, and he literally pushed me and my brother off and took off in the boat. Now this is a swamp. There's alligators everywhere. And he thought that it was hilarious, and he's coming around to pull us back in while we're soaking wet. And my dad's like humor was like, most people would run from it. He just thought it was hilarious. And he loved scaring us. He would put like one quick story. He would put this little creepy doll with glowing eyes underneath his bed. And like most parents, like, you're going to get in trouble. You're grounded. My dad would be like, you're climbing under the bed, get under there. It's time out for you. And we would be petrified. And of course he'd be like, like laughing because there was glowing eyes into there. So what I'm saying is I don't think there are ghosts, because I know me and my dad were like this. And if he were a ghost, if it was even humanly possible, if it was even possible to be a ghost, he would definitely be messing with us at night, in the day. He would be doing everything he could to scare the crap out of us if he could. And I'm convinced. Every day, my whole life was just my dad was waiting on ways he could trick us, scare us. You name it. And so I don't know if who else out there believes in ghosts, but I'm not a believer, because my dad would right now, he would take this skirt and flip it up just so I could like get chills.
Let me tell you. All right. So let me tell you, I'm going to tell you this. Now I produced a lot of TV, and among the television shows I produced was a show called Fact or Faked Paranormal Files. I think you can still find it on Hulu or Amazon or something, but it was for the Sci-Fi Channel. And so we had to look at all of these crazy videos for UFOs and ghosts and everything, and then determine if they were real or fake or misidentified. So I'm not a big believer that someone's got footage on their phone of some ghost that's doing something. I've seen it all, and I'm kind of like, that's probably fake and whatever. However, I've got some crazy stories for you. One of them involves my grandfather. So my grandfather used to live actually in the house where I am right now in Virginia. And we had grandpop's room upstairs, and he was, 90 something and, old, tough, Russian, just like made of steel. The guy was going to live forever. So anyway, he ends up passing away. This is like 13 years ago. So he passes away, and I'm actually staying in the room where grandpa is, and he's in the hospital at literally It was 12 o'clock on my watch. Boom, the whole room shakes. The entire room shakes. I wake up, I'm like, oh my God. In the morning, my mom said, hey, Grandpa passed away. I said, what time? And she said 3 a.m., like on the dot. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't, that's crazy. Last night in his room at midnight, the whole room shook, but my watch was set for West Coast time. And it was 3 a.m. on the dot. Like crazy. I don't know if it was Grandpa saying one last goodbye. I don't know why I woke up then. The furniture literally shook. I experienced it. I don't know. Maybe it was an earthquake right at that time, but we're in Virginia, so I doubt it.
Why? What kind of goodbye is that? Like, what did you do to piss your grandpa off, John?
Dude, my grandpa was about as tough as they come. He was he was the only educated man in his, the coal mining town up in Pennsylvania. He was a, very principled person and would tell you exactly what he thought. And he had a license plate on his bike that said, it's exciting to be Polish. And he got hit by 5 separate automobiles in Florida, in Cocoa Beach, Florida, hitting him on his bike, and nothing happens to him. This guy, he fell down our stairs. Like we have this big curved staircase. He fell down the stairs when he was 93, didn't break a bone. Nothing happened. He's made of titanium. So I don't know. I don't think he's just not the kind of guy to go silently into the night.
He goes out with a bang, huh?
He's out with a bang, I mean, that's how it is. So it was pretty cool. Hey, anybody who's got here we go. Here's something. We got Kenneth. Kenneth says that he's grateful for his doggy.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have, Kenneth?
I don't know, Kenneth. What kind of doggy do you have? I don't know. He just says he's grateful for his doggy. My doggy. Hey, Herbert, do you have that footage of, I sent you the footage of my dog licking my ear. And if you can pull that up, if you find that, we want to play that footage because I love doggies. Doggies, there's something, I know there are dog people and there are cat people. I'm telling you, there's just something about dogs that look at my doggy.
Aww.
Look at my doggy. Hold on. Oh, look
God.
at her. Look at, oh.
That's gross, John.
What do you mean that's gross?
What is that? What are you doing that for?
She was, because I was asking her if she wanted to go for a ride. And she wanted to go for a ride. You're talking about scoping animals and pulling a trigger. I've got animals licking my face. Look at that little.
What are you comparing the two? I don't know.
Don't give me a little sourpuss face like that. Dogs are awesome.
Yeah, dogs are awesome. However, they're not licking on me, John. These ears.
Because you're not as sweet as I am. We know
you
that.
probably put peanut butter on your earlobe, you nasty.
Why would you think I would put peanut butter on my earlobe?
Just so somebody would give you a damn kiss, John. Let's be for real here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So I want to hear from you, Lacey. What is your best Thanksgiving memory? What is your absolute best, like, you know what, this happened? Maybe it was on Thanksgiving Day or around Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. I have one right at the top of my head. So as you know, my childhood had a lot of drug addiction and depression and mental health. And due to that, it really impacted my mom. And so about 8 years ago, she came to my home and she was just not in good condition at all. Life had really knocked her down to the point where, she would hang her head. She wasn't healthy. I'll never forget, she didn't even have shoelaces in her boots, John, when she showed up. And so long story short, I said, as a mother myself, I had been pregnant with my daughter. I said, I can't have her I can't have you around my daughter and raising my daughter in a healthy environment. I said, we need to figure out something to get you out of this situation that you're in. And, I said, you know what, I'll make you a deal, Mom. I said, if you can get out of this mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever you're doing, drug-wise, health-wise, mental health, let's figure out something to get you back in a pair of shoes with shoelaces and get you back into good mindset. And if you do that, I said, I promise you, by Thanksgiving, because what she said was, life was so hard that she has no reason to get back up. She has no reason to get healthy and to get clean because she lost all her children. Everything that she's been through and the way that life has been, it has been years since she could even see all of her children. And there's 7 of us, John. So 5 with my mom. And I said, I tell you what, Mom, if you can get clean and if you can get back up and get right, I said, I will make sure. And I was in the military at this time. I said, I will make sure every one of your children show up at your home for Thanksgiving. And by that time next year, she not only was she clean, not only was she healthy, she had her own place. And she hosted Thanksgiving for all of her children. And she has been clean and healthy ever since. And that has been 8 years.
Wow. That's pretty awesome, Lacey.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done. Yeah, well done. For those of you out, this Thanksgiving is going to be a little weird, obviously, because a lot of people are going to not travel or not be with family. I mean, obviously everyone's got a different kind of situation, but and a lot of people turn to drugs and alcohol and ways to alter your mind to just kind of escape. And like I've been telling you, I've been doing this spirit campfire with Ted, and it's pretty amazing that Ted Nugent has never had a drop of alcohol. He's never been high. He's never done drugs. And I'd stopped drinking when I was 20, and I've never done drugs of any kind. And for those who might be struggling out there, for those who might be thinking, life is kind of boring if you're not intoxicated, I'm certainly here to say, look, life could not be better when you are high on life, when you're appreciating love, when you are, sober and able to see things very clearly. And I know that it's tempting. We live in a really weird time where there's a lot of mixed messaging around, is it okay to be high or drunk or whatever? I'm telling everyone, a sober life is a great life. And it's a great option. Obviously, for whatever reason, it may not be for everybody, but if you're struggling out there, I'm certainly there for you. I know Lacey's there for you.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm telling you all, when you're like, nah, I'm going to have one more, just one last one, realize, and this is what I realize that people become addicts because of their unrelenting desire to do something. So when you tap into that unrelenting desire to pick up a beer or to do some kind of drug, if you can just switch that to have an unrelenting desire to live a clean and sober life, you can become sober quicker than you think. And I'm not oversimplifying it. I'm telling you that the power of our will is everything. That's how you wind up in bad situations, and it's how you get out of bad situations. It's by sheer willpower.
Right. It's incredible how strong your brain can be. And it's also incredible how it masks drugs, alcohol. It just masks the pain. I feel like not for everybody, but there are so many people out there that from experience myself and seeing my family get ripped apart due to drugs, alcohol, and mental health. These are Band-Aids. They literally would, from bills to stress to depression to job to family, they'll drink and they'll do drugs to mask the pain and the stress that they're going through. But when the drugs are gone, when the alcohol wears off, it's the same. Nothing has changed and your situation is the same. So try to realize that that there's a problem. I'm not talking about the drug and the alcohol problem. There's a problem within your life that is making you feel like you are losing, that you are sad, that you cannot get a step ahead. That's the first thing. Realize that there's a problem and work on fixing those little problems, because before you know it, those things that are getting you down, that are kicking your ass left and right, you're starting to chip away and successfully accomplish those and get rid of them. And the alcohol, the drugs is no longer needed to mask it, because it doesn't exist. Yeah,
definitely. One of the things that I'm really thankful for, I've developed some incredible friendships. And a lot of times, I lived on and was raised on the philosophy, friends are friends, family are family. And that's just the way that life is. And you have family members and you'll do anything. But I've gotten some, through 2020, you've come to realize that, love extends beyond blood for sure. And there are just certain people in your life at certain moments that are so close and that you would do anything for and they would do anything for you. And those friendships are more important than ever, especially the ones in person. We have these electronic friendships, and that's fine, and that's great. But especially people in your neighborhood, your neighbor, someone that lives down the street from you, or someone who's on your kids' sports team. I've made some incredible friendships, and I am more grateful than ever for friends. That's what I think.
No, for sure. And they help, that friendships and those relationships that you birds of a feather flock together. I know me and you are both big on quotes, but like who you surround yourself by is literally without you realizing who you become, which is another thing that I saw rip my family apart. They start masking this depression, this pain that they're holding inside with the same things that these negative influences have. And before you know it, their whole lives are just created and saturated with the drug, the alcohol, the negativity, the like low life mentality of this low portion. This is all that I have to look forward to. And I believe that becomes a problem. But just how alcohol and drugs masks the pain, relationships and healthy relationships and friends will also help mask that pain and will help continue to push forward.
So here's, we have an amazing, we have a friend of ours who's going to join us. I think we got Jerry, and Jerry's going to be coming to his camera, and Herbert's going to pull him up. We've got Jerry from, I think, Gulfport, Mississippi. Let's bring.
That's right.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hello.
Hello. How y'all doing?
We are alive, feeling good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm alive and well as well.
So, Jerry, what are you most grateful for this Thanksgiving?
Well, first of all and foremost, thank God that he let me see another day, and just thankful to be here and every day. And, I have great people in my life and great family, great friends. I'm just thankful and grateful every day.
Jerry,
I don't know where I'd be without them.
So that's an incredible thing to be thankful for. We were just talking about, drugs and alcohol and masking pain. Not that I'm not saying you know anything about drugs and alcohol. That's not what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is when you feel that life is kicking your ass, when you feel like you can't seem to catch a deep breath, when the bills are piling up or whatever it may be, your vehicle, just your career, you as I don't know, are you a father or a relationship or a family? When life keeps hitting you, what are things that you do positively that help you take those deep breaths and just one day at a time, one thing at a time? In your mind, what do you choose whenever you're finding yourself kind of like stuck and just getting hit left and right?
Well, the only thing I can say about this, Lacey, after everything you said, just take it one step at a time. God takes good care of us every single day, and all this especially in these trying times, with still the pandemic still going on, which is still crazy. And I hope they end this thing sooner than later.
Right.
Amen. Hey, Jerry, what's life like down in Mississippi right now? I live in Georgia, so not too far away. What's it like?
Well, I just mentioned the Courtney, the producer, that we are bouncing back from. I'm sure y'all heard about Hurricane Zeta that came through the coast and Louisiana and Mississippi, and thank God it was a Category 2 storm, and it was not a Category 5 storm, because it was a Cat 5. Lord have mercy, that would have been a lot worse. Y'all, I'm sure you heard stories.
Yeah.
About Hurricane Katrina.
Well, Jerry, do you have everything you need for Thanksgiving? Is everything?
Lacey, I got everything, so I'm covered. I'm good to go.
All righty. All right, just checking, because me and John can fix that. As a matter of fact, everybody out there, listen, I just got a good idea. Everybody out there listening, if there is a family, if you are part of a family, you could be anonymous. Courtney will, figure it out. If you need help for Thanksgiving and you have a PayPal, a Venmo, some way that I could give you the money needed in order to run out and get your Thanksgiving meal or some whatever you need to feed your family, you guys do it right now. And Courtney will let me know. And I was just thinking about that, Jerry, because you mentioned, hear me and John are talking about what we're thankful for. And like our weather has been great, and on top of the pandemic, we mentioned that. But here Jerry is, everybody out there listening, he's going through the same things we're going through, the pandemic, but then you throw a hurricane on top of that and we're blessed. But it made me think if there's somebody out there that we could help right now, because it is only, let me look at my clock, 4:40. You still have time to get the money that I have to send to you to go out and feed your family. So you guys start coming in and don't be afraid to reach out. It could be anonymous. If you need some money to feed your family for Thanksgiving tomorrow, get to Courtney right now. We've got, if you're listening or if you know somebody, let us know so we can get your information so we can get you some food.
Absolutely. Hey, Jerry, we want to thank you so much for coming on. Before you leave, I want to ask you one thing. What is the one thing that makes you happiest? Is it going out on the water? Is it, running? What's the thing that makes you the happiest?
Well, a good example right there, John. But I'm just thankful of the stuff that I do every day and every week. I take care of myself. Stay on the right track. Especially during this holiday season, and I'm looking at some goals for next year. So like I said, I just gotta take it one day at a time. I enjoy, like always, I watch sports and especially WWE with Lacey Evans kicking ass out there.
That's right.
And she knows she got my support every week. Even when she on the screen, I said, Lacey, my friend, yeah.
That's
yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry, what's your big goal for the short term?
I was just about to ask, like, man, what a freaking man. It's November and you're getting ready for the new year. That right there is the mindset that me and John talk about in American Brain and Brawn. Your brain, right? You're already planning ahead and everybody should be doing that. What is the goal? I want to know.
Well, my goal is as of right now, just have a better year than this year.
Right. Well, hey, sometimes it's all it takes. You already know this year was rough. You're going to start out the new year with a good mindset, a positive mindset, a motivated mindset, and take every opportunity that you can. And hell, I like it. Jerry. Thank you so much.
Jerry, God bless you. Honestly, please stay in touch. You have our info. You give Courtney your info so we can all stay in touch.
I will do that.
God bless you, Jerry. Seriously. Thank you. All right. So listen, Lacey, they're just some good people. You know what? Yeah. I've lived all over this country and I'm a little biased, but when people talk about the South, I just kind of, especially in especially today's sort of 2020 craziness, there are no nicer people. There's no better place to be. And I'm from Virginia, and I'm even a little biased. Like the further south you go, in Southwest, go like Virginia to Texas and take everything down there. I'll take these people with anybody in the world for really just opening up their homes and being nice and being grateful. What you didn't hear from Jerry was a person yearning to fix all kinds of things. He was incredibly grateful for today, right now. And that's kind of the South to me.
Oh, yeah. No, I have to agree. I mean, with being with WWE and it's an incredible company. I travel all over the world. Me being from the South myself, I had the same mindset. But I will say that I have met some incredible Northerner fans. And I thought I'd never say that. But there's a lot of incredible people all over the world. And
sure.
I think, right now more than ever, it's important to have that loving and kind mindset and, let it just spread like wildfire. We need it.
Hey, you know what I wanted to ask you? There's a series on Netflix called Outer Banks that I think was shot I think it's supposed to be in North Carolina, but it was shot in South Carolina. That Outer Banks life Is that where I've never been to your house. Is that kind of where you're living, along the shore, or where are you living?
Yeah, I'm right on the water, right on the marsh. You know, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. In order to get to my house, it's about over 2 mile dirt road, and I'll see you coming 2 miles out. One way in, one way out, unless you can get through the swamp and the mud. And so, yeah, I'm out here protected, secluded, and ready for anything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we got another guest coming on from Jackson, Tennessee. I'm just telling you all, I think he's gonna keep trying. I grew up in Vienna, Virginia, which really wasn't the South. I mean, it's right outside of nobody would consider Washington, D.C. like a southern city.
No,
even
it's
though
not.
technically is. It's not a southern city, though.
Nope, not at all.
But then I went to Charlottesville, to the University of Virginia, which is definitely the South. Lived in New York, lived in LA, lived in Park City, Utah, now live in Georgia. And I'm telling you, Georgia is now my favorite place that I've lived. Not because it's just today, but because it's like, man, this the sort of spirit of the South is alive and well.
You know what? I agree. I was born in Georgia, Marietta to be exact. And but
yeah.
You know what? I will say this one time, not too long ago. I think I've already told you this story. My truck broke down on the way from Orlando, Florida after Monday Night Raw. And I managed to pull my truck into this gas station on a back road in Georgia. And it kind of died right before the gas pump. And I called a tow truck, couldn't get it running, couldn't do anything. I called a tow truck and I popped the hood to check and see if all my levels were good. And the gas station guy, I go in to grab like a drink because I've been sitting stranded for an hour now waiting on a tow truck driver. And this man had the nerve to say, "Excuse me, ma'am, you need to move your truck. You're stopping my gas." Honey, obviously, if I could move my damn truck, I'd be on my way home by now. And he goes, "Well, you need to move your truck. You need to move your truck." I said, "All right, well, I could throw it in neutral and freaking push it out, but it's huge. Like, it's a big, like, jacked up Chevy Silverado." So I said, "All right, I'll move it. No problem." I turn around and there was two of the owners in the gas station. And I turned to like push my truck out. Mind you, I have my daughter, she was 7. I had her with me at the time. And I turned to like go to push the truck. And I look back thinking that these two men, right? These two Georgia boys were going to follow me and possibly help me push my truck. Nope. They sat there and watched us from the window. Me and my 7-year-old baby push this truck, you know.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? I was shocked.
Come on. Well, that's not it. Those aren't the people I'm talking about.
Well,
Don't
I just had to throw
in.
that. I had to throw that story out there because that happened in Georgia, and I was just as shocked as you were.
Them ain't Georgia boys. So
No, they weren't. They weren't.
Every one of my son is 14, and every single friend is yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, ma'am.
I know.
Everybody is, and
Right.
that actually. It's going to be shocking to those who live in the South. It's not like that in California. It's not like that in Utah. Like the kid, like that's much more the cadence as opposed to yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am. I'm telling you, Southern hospitality rules.
Right.
There you go. I have another question for you, Lacey, because we're catching up on things that we're grateful for. You, the moment you became a parent, has to be among, if not the most powerful moment in your life. Describe for us and in our audience what it was like to become a parent and how freaking grateful you are.
Oh my gosh. Well, first I have to say that like the minute it happened, I was with my husband, obviously. He was in the room. And, you know, just looking at him, I've been with him since I was 15, which we discussed last week. I think that knowing that him and I, like as we're finally parents after being together so long, and seeing my husband with his daughter, like as I'm laying on the table and he has her in his arms, and you could just tell he wasn't concerned with anything around him. So not only did I get to become a mother, but in that moment I became the mother of a daughter of an amazing man, and just seeing the way that he looked at his daughter And I mean, the doctors literally had to peel my daughter out of his hands because he was the first one to grab her and he wouldn't let go. And so I think that all those emotions like combined were just incredible for me. So I was blessed enough and thankful enough to not only have this healthy, beautiful little girl, but an amazing husband that just swooped her up and just put her right to his chest and wouldn't let go. In that moment, I knew that like, that's the type of man that I would forever have in my life. And now I was a mom. So, and just seeing my beautiful daughter, I mean, it changed my entire life. And it's one of the most things I'm thankful for, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You know what? I got a story for everyone. So listen up to this story. Cause I'm telling you, I think this happens to every person and parent at some point. So my son, who was our firstborn, our son was very young, and as a first-time parent, I'm working, I'm now a parent, I'm trying to be a good husband, and you feel a little like, okay, I'm a little stressed. Am I the best that I can be? Am I doing the right things? And I pray morning, noon, and night. So I'm praying to God, is it all going to be all right? Is it all going to be all right? And I keep saying to God, please let it be all right. Please let it be all right. Please let it all work out. And my son is crying and it's my turn to go tend to him. So I go down the hall, I pick him up. He's crying. I'm holding him in my hands, in my arms. And I say to him, it's all going to be okay. And at that moment, he stopped crying. And I'm telling you, I felt God's beautiful love raining down on me, holding me, saying in my ear, it's all going to be okay. I got you on this. And that example of, extending my love to my son and feeling God's love rain down on me, everyone needs to realize that when it is all crazy, it will get better. It will be okay. God's got your back. All you have to do is embrace that love and realize it and recognize it and not fight it off and push it away. Embrace love, and it is all going to be all right.
Oh, John.
There you go. I'm adorable.
I know. I don't know about that. But that is so. No, I mean, being parents, like, how can you not be thankful for, like, all these blessings? Like, no matter how hard life hits us, like, something about being a parent, it just makes a lot of things okay, and you look at your pros and cons of life, which are every day. And it's, you look at you're a parent and it just gives you that second wind to say, you know what, I'm going to perk up. I'm going to keep on rocking and rolling. I got duties to fulfill.
Duties to fulfill, and for those of you who aren't parents yet, or who haven't had kids yet, if you're not at that stage, or if it just hasn't worked out that way, there are a lot of other ways to love and give back. And, if I had to say our job in life, our one job is to perpetuate love. That's our job, period. However you do that, that is all that God asks of us. Perpetuate love. I'll love you. You love everything back. That's it. I think it's a simple equation.
Yeah, that's what, hey, we need that nowadays. Lord, help us.
Lord, help us. I know. All right. Well, listen, we're going to wrap up here, Lacey. I
got cooking to start doing. I can't wait.
I know. I'm going to help my mom cook like I always do. Aww. And we're going to have a great Thanksgiving dinner. It's going to be amazing. So I'm really glad I'm here.
Happy Thanksgiving, John.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, Lacey, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We will see you next week. And keep everybody perpetuate love. That's all we ask. God bless. See ya.